Well, one of the curious parts about the latest COVID outbreak is that there are 15 million people in lockdown. The Treasury says it's costing billions of dollars a week. The Reserve Bank admits the economy is shrinking right now, but the stock market continues to hit new all-time records. Business Editor Ross Greenwood joins us live now. Ross, good morning to you. Good to see you. It's Innes Willicks on our show this morning. He likened our economy to being in a vice at the moment, which is an interesting way to put it. But can you take us through all of this?
Yeah, well, it's an interesting thing because it is a vice. It is costing. Today, the Reserve Bank Governor, Philip Lowe, will be giving testimony to Parliament at 9:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time. There's also the latest forecasts coming out for our economy from the Reserve Bank. That'll be at 11:30 this morning. The important part about this is that you've got a situation right now whereby the Reserve Bank quite clearly sees Australia's economy is falling, is dropping, but still its forecasts stay that Australia's economy will bounce back very quickly. Yesterday there was interesting jobs numbers come out of the Australian Bureau of Statistics. We can run you through some of this. It basically shows the areas of Australia's economy with New South Wales lockdown being most impacted. So this is all about accommodation and food services. Jobs in the fortnight to July 17 down by 19%. In arts and recreation down by 18%. But then you also see the impact of lockdowns across the states as well. So when you actually translate into New South Wales, jobs in that fortnight fell nationally by 2.4%, but in New South Wales 4.4%, Victoria 1.9%. So these are jobs being lost. They are people who ultimately will have to, when lockdowns end, reconnect with their employers, Pete. And this is one of the things about not having JobKeeper this time. It means that there are many businesses who themselves have to pay rents, have to pay interest, have to pay these things, ultimately have to let employees go. Yeah,
I noticed those figures that have come from the Australian Banking Association too, Ross. Some 15,000 people have applied for loan deferrals so far in about a month, and 75% of them coming from New South Wales. It's another indicator of how tough people are doing it at the moment. But all of those numbers do tend to prove the point that the economy is slowing, which means companies will make less revenue and less profit. So again, come back to this question, why is the stock market going higher, Ross?
Okay, because it is right now early in August. August is the profit reporting season for all companies. And as a result, a lot of companies have got pent up, if you like, profits and sales from last year that they're about to report, which potentially means that they're going to increase dividends. Now, the key point about this is what they say about the future, especially in these lockdowns. We saw a glimpse of this yesterday with Nick Scali, the furniture retailer. Now, its profits actually doubled over the past year, up by 100%. The dividends are up by some 37% there. So you can see here that it's a really important aspect of it. Now, the company did say that as a result of COVID, that its written sales were down by down 27% compared with July in 2020, but up by 24% on July in 2019, despite Greater Sydney being locked down for the whole month. Victoria and South Australia have traded exceptionally, they've said, since coming out of lockdown. So again, like the Reserve Bank, these companies are really anticipating that they're going to see a significant jump as soon as, if you like, borders open and really in many cases that cities aren't locked down anymore.
I guess that's exactly what happened last time. The doors flung open again. Is there anything that's going to change that outlook, Ross?
The one thing that will change the outlook is the iron ore price. So the iron ore price that only a week or so ago we were reporting was out around about $230 US a tonne. Last night overnight has fallen again, down to $177 US a tonne. China is tightening up its need for supply. It's actually, if you like, doesn't want the iron ore price to be so high. It means its costs are also higher. It doesn't help, obviously, China. It does help Australia. So that iron ore price is coming down. And so as a result, while the market today is expected to hit record highs, as the US markets did overnight, do watch because BHP, Rio, Fortescue, those shares are coming down right now.
Interesting. All right, and some of the other biggest economic news of the day, Ross. Kenny, Kyle and Cartman, South Park, we're obviously talking about here, have got themselves another $900 million. almost a cool billion there. It's good money for kids with such bad language.
It'll take them through to their 30th season. So this is on Comedy Central. So this is going to go through Paramount, Viacom. It's all about the streaming wars, there's no doubt. So there's another 4 movies coming out from the South Park gang. It's going to be fascinating just to see, they didn't kill Kenny this time around, Pete.
Yeah.
They've got Kenny well and truly alive and thriving for the next 5 years. So it just goes to show here again in business that the money is really about, if you've got an audience, it's the content. This is what South Park's about. It really exemplifies this. And if you've got a national and international audience, there is big money attached to it as well.
All right, Ross Greenwood here to explain economic matters. Thanks, Ross. As always, talk to you soon.